Now, we talked about breach parse, but I wanted to introduce you to one of my favorite websites. And this website is called WeLeakInfo.com. So go ahead and navigate to it if you like. Now, this website will give you a little bit of information without paying for it, though I do pay for it each and every time because it's incredibly worth it. Nowadays, access as of right now is about $2, so 24 hours for $2. And I will show you why, in my opinion, I think it's worth it and then I pay for it. So what you can do is you can search by all different kinds of things down here. Now, where it becomes cool, let's say we want to search for Tesla.com. And let's see if anything comes back for the domain. Okay, we got to say we're not a robot. We got to click on the bicycle and click on the crosswalks. Really have to prove we're not a robot. So let's let this load. Okay, and it found 344 results in 73 websites. So it won't show you what it found, but it found at Tesla.com in all different types of dumps. So it found it in the MyFitnessPal leak, the StockX, Poshmark, Collection 1, Collection 2. These are just big dumps that were out there. And we see that there's a bunch of different collections. Okay. So we would have to purchase a plan to actually see the results. Now inside the results, they're not always cracked hashes. Sometimes you get the hash and you have to try to crack it. But what is interesting is you get a lot of usernames, you get to see patterns, and even more important, and what I love about this, we can search by a person's name. We can search by a person's phone number. We can search by a hash. Let's talk through these. Let's say we get a hash. And we see a hash, we cannot crack it. The password's just too complex. Okay, well maybe we can take that hash and we can paste it in here and we can search it. We search for that and then we figure out that that user's used that password in another credential breach and it identifies another username. Maybe it identifies a personal email address. Okay, then we can find that personal email address and maybe there's cracked passwords for that. Or if we know that person's name, we can search for that person's name, especially if it's unique, see if we can find a personal email address, and see if that has been involved in any breaches. What we're after here is not attacking the person's personal email address, we're after a history of patterns. So if we can find that this person has used password 123 in every single credential dump, you have a very good chance of using password 123 or password 123 exclamation or something very, very close to it with an alteration when you do a password spray or a credential breach, right? Or you do credential stuffing of actually gaining access with this account. So we can search by the usernames that they use, the passwords that they use, especially if we find one that's unique. All we're trying to do is identify a user and patterns. This website is amazing. I have no affiliation with this website whatsoever, but for $2, I think it's great. Even if you spend the $2 on this to research yourself, see where you have shown up in breaches, because I almost can guarantee that you have. See what passwords they know about you, what breaches you've been a part of, and how you can improve upon that. If you're utilizing some of the passwords that you see in these dumps, you need to get your passwords changed ASAP. But the weak spot of an organization is poor passwords and password reuse. So this website will really give us hints if there's password reuse or what kind of patterns a person uses. And it'll also give us an idea of usernames that might be existent in a domain as well, along with the hunter.io and the credentials that we've gathered for free through breach parse. So another fantastic resource and something that when you're a pen tester, $2 is totally worth it, I think, for an assessment. So we're going to move on and still talk about a little bit more about information gathering when it comes to usernames and credentials, and then we'll get into some more fun stuff as well. So I'll see you over into the next video.